What's up, ranch hands? Welcome back to the channel. Yellowstone season 5 episode number 11. 511, that's correct. We're really starting to see the impact that John's death is having on everybody.
Correct.
Tate, Carter, both obviously being very much impacted by this, and obviously everyone else around him. The news talking about it being the suicide, John killing himself, and everyone who knows him, they know that he didn't do it that way.
He would never.
They don't
go
believe
out
that.
like that.
So Beth, obviously she's on her mission. She's been on her mission for a very long time. On a mission to kill Jamie, and it feels like this is what we're finally building to, because last season, this is the end of the show. I mean, it's been a promise that she's been holding on to for a very long time for various reasons.
And to take his child.
Yes. I mean, there's been a lot of threats.
And take his kid.
Yeah. I mean, she isn't even in the picture currently. I don't think we've seen her in this part of the season.
No.
So I don't know what the plan is, even though he did mention his child as someone who could take over. But I don't see that happening. I don't know. But Beth went and visited him, tried to look him in the eyes. Jamie obviously wouldn't look at her.
Little bitch.
So she had a conversation with Kayce, because originally she told Kayce to go talk to Jamie. And I think it's actually a good thing under the scenario for that side of the, if you're obviously Team Beth, it's probably a good thing because it doesn't reveal your hand to Jamie and Sarah. The idea that we've got this special forces family member who's got connections, who Kayce got on the phone with someone to get some info. So the idea that that's going to be kind of hidden to them, I think the relationship that Jamie and Kayce have had throughout their lives probably doesn't put Kayce in the ballpark of someone that wants to kill Jamie.
Right.
In his mind.
Kayce always sticks up for him and is always emotionally supportive.
Yeah, he's always been you're my brother, regardless, till the day you die. He's always been there for him. So this idea that they didn't present Kayce to them, I think is a good idea for Team Beth, because that kind of thing is an absolute advantage. Just not knowing potentially what could be coming your way is a plus for them. And I just think that the whole Sarah team and everything on that side, they're just so full of themselves. They feel so strong and protected that nothing could happen to them.
Right.
So again, keeping Kayce's involvement secret is a good thing for them, because it feels like it's building towards that.
Yeah. Can I get another Beth pushing Sarah violently against the wall?
I think Sarah really enjoyed it. The noises she was making when she put her hands on her was ooh, do that again kind of thing.
Girl, you gross.
Yeah.
You gross.
I mean, the fact that she has flat out told Jamie the plan and Jamie just continues to fall for it. Hey, whatever you want to do, dude. You've got your own personal ambitions of being governor, and it sounds like that's what we're going to be pushing towards. And this idea that you're going to help get this airport back, that's all they care about. Mm-hmm. So as long as you guys are I guess getting each other to where you need to go, I guess we've got a positive thing in their own minds here. But obviously Sarah is just playing him like a puppet here, and like most people, just getting whatever she needs to get him to do whatever she wants him to do. So it's definitely going down that road. It feels like we're getting closer to something bad happening, because again, this show, the slow burn with Jamie and Beth, that whole beef, it's been slow burning for a long time, and it feels like it's coming to that point soon. And especially now that Kayce has been doing some homework, he's going to get some information. I want to know what his next move is going to be. Is he going to be the one who confronts and kills? Or is it going to be a kidnap situation? Or is Jamie going to contract one of his buddies to come in and do it?
I don't know.
How is Kayce going to handle this? Because
I can't wait to find out. I'm super excited about that.
You could tell it really, really, really impacted him, that conversation with Beth. He bit through his lip, he made himself bleed.
Yeah,
and
wild.
He's in that place where it kind of prompted Monica to say something I thought was really interesting about Kayce. It's when he's quiet, talk to him, and when he's alone, go be with him, because he's got those dark thoughts from obviously the wars and everything that he's been through. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out. Who gets the upper hand first? Who gets to the advantage? And I mean, Beth promising that she's the last thing Jamie sees on this earth alive is just a really big threat. And I'm just
take pictures to his eyeballs and then kill him.
I'm just not sure how much he actually views her as a threat currently. I could tell that he was nervous and scared to confront her. But this market equity side of thing is pumping him up so much that he feels, I don't know.
Untouchable,
I'm
unstoppable.
ready for Jamie to be taken out. I really hope it happens to him versus Beth under the scenario. I don't know how else this plays out, but I mean, again, the impact of John's death, not only within the show has been felt, I feel it personally. Like we've talked about it, but John was never like the show because the show did an amazing job of building the characters around him.
Yeah.
But he's like that rock. He's like that core that everything kind of sprouted from, to where it's like his loss is such a massive impact.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much emotion every time someone talks about it, because I mean, he means a lot to a lot of people. So seeing where this goes, I think there's only a few episodes left in this final season. You ready to check out episode 11?
Totally.
Let's go. Here we go. Yellowstone season 5, episode 11, 353. Whatever the hell that means. Is that a price? Is that something else? Is that a highway?
I can't do this for a year.
Well, you're gonna have to, honey.
No, I'll send Lloyd. You come home with me.
There's rules to this thing. Ranch manager stays with the herd. Much as I'd rather be with you, my duties is the ranch.
Are they gonna fucking kill Rip?
No more surprise visits. Let me know, and I can carve out some time. I'll work with the ranch and see if we can rent a house or something.
Conjugal visits at the ranch.
I'll take it however I can get it.
I feel like they're being extra sweet with him right now. I don't know.
This is still pre-John's death, so the mood is
it?
positive, yeah. If they're not at the ranch, it's pre-John's death.
Oh, that's right. This really fucked me up with the last episode's timelines.
So now this is post-John's death because their house is finished.
Can we fucking get it together?
I believe that's the case. Because pre-John's death, they were still putting the roof up.
Well, that's crooked.
You have fallen on your head too many times, baby. It's straight.
Does that look straight to you? I'm staying out of this.
Go boy.
Don't touch it.
I won.
I can't tell. It could be camera angles. Might be crooked.
You got a level? Go get a level. Easy way to solve.
Grandfather, thank you for this gift of life, for this land, for the creatures upon it, and the nourishment they bring our bodies. Thank you for my family.
Stop.
And the nourishment they give my soul. All our relations, amen.
Mom, why are you crying? So emotional.
Shut
I'm
up,
just
Tate.
happy. I'm crying because I'm happy.
Must be that time of the month.
Is she pregnant?
I'm just happy.
Well, we're all happy, baby. Aren't we, son?
Ow. I'm happy, all right?
Our own little home.
And now they're kissing. Get a room. Oh, wait, you got one upstairs.
Such a little shit. I do love that house.
What is happening?
Oh, is this what happened that night? Or is that John?
I think it's John. I don't know. Can't see his face.
It's supposed to be John.
Yeah, this is the night that they murdered him.
Okay. Ah! Fuck! Good Lord!
Is that how they do it?
3, 2, 1.
Dispatch, I have shots fired at the governor's residence. Send additional units and EMS.
What the fuck?
So she knew when it happened.
The title episode is the time
Oh.
of when he died.
Hey, baby, you make it?
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, something's wrong.
Oh, what's wrong?
Well, I don't know. Something.
Honey, I told you to get a room. You've been driving all night, your mind starts to play tricks on you.
No, it's not that.
Dispatch, I have a 1056. It's the governor. GSW to the temple. Victim is John Dutton.
You awake?
Yeah,
Bad dream?
maybe.
Kayce, you're sweating.
It wasn't a dream. Hello.
So that's how it happened. So then they did finish the house before John died. I'm all fucked up with the timeline. They really fucked me up.
Hopefully they're not jumping anymore. I still... Even getting that scene right there, I don't know if that changes anything on my opinion of how this was handled.
Don't love that.
I don't know.
I don't,
Because I kind of asked for like a death scene.
yeah.
And I mean, that was it. But I don't know.
I'm kind of disappointed still.
I think just knowing I think this is like the reality of like content in 2024 is like nothing's a secret. So you know the truth behind this like real life situation.
Yeah, the real life stuff. Yeah.
Where like 30 years ago, you don't, if something happens in a show, you're like, oh, it just happened. You don't know the actual truths behind it. I think that aspect of it just kind of like sours the moment.
How are you holding up, Jamie?
It's a lot to process.
It's gonna take time.
Especially since you're responsible.
You're gonna blame him, and you're gonna blame yourself, and both are wastes of time, trust me. Just let yourself grieve, and then let yourself forgive.
Except the lady that he's dating set out the hit that he basically ordered.
Congratulations.
I don't think that's the word. This is an obligation, not a victory.
Well, it's a victory for the state. They lost a strong leader. They could use another one.
I admired your father, but I do not share his philosophy on what is best for Montana.
Well, neither do I.
Meet in my office after this?
Happy to.
Interesting.
Yeah. Don't
So
love
it's
that.
not Jamie. Someone else got the spot.
I think it would look
Be
really
careful
bad.
what you undo, Jamie, and who you undo it for.
All I will do is return it to the agreement previously in place, the one you approved.
I already have an executive assistant, but I could sure use a chief of staff to help me navigate all this.
Yes, sir.
Great. The airport and the surrounding developments are a public-private partnership. Why doesn't the state take control of the land through eminent domain? Then we control the lease.
Are you willing to have the state pay fair market value?
Wait a minute. You stood before me and fought against eminent domain.
Well, that was for a proposed condominium project with no measurable benefit to the state or the community. In 5 years, this development will be the largest employer in Montana.
I don't think that eminent domain is relevant in this instance. The Yellowstone entered into an agreement with ME, making a decision that it financially benefits the state to purchase the land to control the lease is it's a blatant abuse of state authority.
Uh-oh.
To save a portion of the ranch is to sacrifice a portion. Unless the state wants to designate it a Montana historical monument and pay the $1.5 billion tax burden on the estate's behalf.
Then find a realtor and list the property or schedule an auction. Eminent domain is going to take years to prove, and that conservation easement, it's a much bigger problem than you think. Let me give you some advice, both of you. Disagree with John Dutton's policies all you want, and yes, they were self-serving. All he cared about was preserving the boundaries around his ranch, but in the process, he protected this region from being dependent on tourism and real estate for its tax revenue. Take a good look at Jackson Hole. Look at the traffic. Look at the strain on the emergency services, because that is what you're inviting.
I love her. Get it, girl.
This feels really intense.
If the state wants to purchase the land, that would certainly expedite the process of completing the project.
How much land was leased for the project?
50,000 acres. We had a tender offer of $500 million from the developer.
That's 6% of the state's annual revenue. I can't spend that. Why don't you just sell them the land yourself?
My siblings will never sell. If we want it, we have to take it.
Fuck this guy, dude.
I'm sorry, Governor. Thank you for the opportunity, but I don't think I can do this.
Good on you, Clara. Good on you.
Senator Perry? I can't work for him.
I couldn't either.
Can I have a job?
If you didn't like that room, you will despise Washington.
What about your office here?
Yeah, I think I can make some room.
Thank you.
You know, government employees are bound to keep government proceedings confidential.
Yes, ma'am. I'm aware.
At the moment, you're unemployed. Which is to say, you are no longer bound by confidentiality.
Oh.
If you follow me.
I follow you.
Get it, Clara. I love this boost of Clara. Oh my god. Oh my god. Spill the beans, sis! And the tea. Spill the tea.
Spill it all. Spill
The
everything
tea,
you got.
The beans, whatever. The soup.
I'd like to see a report on John Dutton, and then I'd like to see the body.
The Livestock Commission has no authority in this case.
Next of kin has the right to see the report and the body. In fact, it's required. You run toxicology?
No, we did not.
What?
When COD is presented so clearly, we don't run toxicology unless it's specifically requested.
Well, I'm requesting it.
By the detective assigned to the case.
Hey, Kayce. I'm at the coroner's office. I'd like to order the toxicology and the re-exam with focus on signs of struggle. Yeah, sure.
I'll order and re-exam. I'll send over my amended report once re-exam is complete.
I'm just wondering what's on that desk that's more important than the death of the governor. Great. Let's get to it.
I mean, he's got points.
Cause of death was quite clear. I did not perform an invasive autopsy out of respect for the family. You, in the event a viewing was desired prior to burial.
I'm more concerned with why he's being buried.
Okay.
Is Kayce gonna know, like, the trick of, like, whatever they injected between his toes?
Well, right. Maybe that's why he called his friend to find out what do they do to do this. Oh god.
I mean, if there's an, like, obviously they'll be able to see it. If there's an injection point in their toes, like in between, then that's an obvious sign of something.
Yeah.
And they didn't do a toxicology, so
Did
whatever's
he do
in
it
his
in the toe or between the toes?
It looked like it went between.
I couldn't watch that part. I just couldn't. I'm so sorry. A needle?
If you were investigating this as a homicide, what would you be looking for?
We are presuming that a man or men forced the weapon into his hand, then to his temple, and then forced him to fire. I would assume quite a struggle. I would look for bruising from blunt trauma.
You would have been asleep when they came in. Can I borrow you for a second? I'm not gonna hurt you. When we would do snatches in Afghanistan, you would approach someone from behind, make contact with a carotid artery.
Did you just put him to sleep that fast?
It happens that fast, yes. If you do it right.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. The longer you deprive the blood to the brain, the longer the subject stays unconscious.
I hate the fact that he's having to teach this to her.
I don't
right
think
now.
he needs to teach her. I think he's just making a point.
Well, the fact that they didn't even...
Along the neckline here. But that could have been when he fell to the ground, like the bruising on his forehead.
How do you hit both sides of your neck and your forehead on the floor?
You don't. I think she's just coming to the realization that, like, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't do
fucked
my
up.
job.
Abrasions here on the tops of the toes. Presents as if his feet were dragged across the floor. Turn him over, please.
Oh yeah, one dude dropped his feet.
Well, they dragged them. Yeah, they dragged him across the floor.
But the guy in charge of carrying his feet dropped his feet.
Indentations here from pressure against the skin.
Yep. All it took was a few minutes of actually looking.
This does show signs that he was forcibly restrained. I don't know how to list the cause of death as a homicide, but I can list it as undetermined, which will help keep an investigation open. Let me swab the body for some foreign DNA before I release my findings.
Can you release it now and update it later when you find more evidence?
Let me speak with the detective first. You are not one for waiting.
Fuck no. Would you?
You're on speaker with the medical examiner?
There's clear evidence that he was restrained prior to the GSW. Based on what I'm seeing here, you might want to open this back up
I'm on my way to you. No, I'm coming to you. Thank you.
I'm sorry I missed it.
You're supposed to miss it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, highly trained professionals. I mean, they made a couple mistakes, I feel like, but they're supposed to make it look so clean that there's no reason to do an autopsy.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna make the change to the death certificate. We're gonna open up the investigation.
Motherfucker.
He's my next stop.
No, he's mine.
I just gotta see.
Kayce, you leave him to me. You understand me? You leave him to me, Kayce.
This is fucking terrible.
Can I see the pistol they used? That's a service pistol. He gave me that. Where'd you keep it? The livestock office. We keep records of everybody who goes in and out, and we do have cameras there. Make a statement. Big one. I'll send them running for cover. You'll never find out who did it, but you might find out who paid for it.
Oh, fuck. My anxiety is nuts right now. Please go see that fucking snake, Jamie. Please.
Like, what is this gonna do to Sarah if it hits like the news that this investigation is back open and they're searching for the person who paid for it?
Oh my god, I hope she gets fucking scared, bitch.
Is he in?
He's preparing to address the assembly.
Up.
Excuse me?
Let's go.
Whoa.
I don't need you running down the hall yelling for Capitol Police.
Kayce, what are you... Kayce. Wait, just listen to me, okay? I know it hurts. I know how you feel. You can't listen to her. Don't listen to her. She's fucking poisonous. She is rotted from the inside. How do I benefit from that?
A lot.
I'm out of the will, and there's no way back in now. I do not benefit from a fucking airport. The ranch benefits, which is to say, you benefit. Your son benefits. I had nothing to do with our father's death. I was as shocked as you were, but I don't have anyone to share my grief with. I don't have family anymore. I don't have anyone. And yet I still fight to protect that place. And you gotta wrap your head around selling big portions or you're gonna lose the entire thing, Kayce. The whole thing. 142 years of fighting. Gone. For nothing. For nothing. I love you. Even if I hated him, which I never did, I could never do that to you.
But Sarah
I could never
could.
do that. Period.
No, Jamie. I really do. For your sake and for mine.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Upon further investigation of the body, the medical examiner has changed the cause of death from suicide to undetermined. Additional evidence from the scene has compelled this department to list cause of death as homicide.
Ooh, shit.
The high-profile nature of this case,
You know who
and
you're
the possibility
fucking
of a
with,
public figure
bitch.
holding an office of such importance being the victim of a homicide, we've asked both the ATF and FBI to assist in the investigation.
You watching this?
Ha, bitch. Hope you trip on your way to the bathroom. Hope you stub your toe. Yeah. You shitting? Are you shitting? Yeah. Bitch.
What kind of panic is this gonna create?
Oh, shit.
You know how we look. Standing here on the day this is announced, revoking every order he put in place on behalf of a multi-billion-dollar private equity fund, we look complicit. Sure wish I'd known this 6 hours ago, Jamie, in my fucking office.
Wish I would have known it too.
Yeah, it's not a great look. It's like, oh, there was just the news press conference that John Dutton's death has been changed to a homicide.
Yeah.
We're gonna change everything that he put in place. What?
It is with grim honor that I stand before you as the 27th governor of the great state of Montana, and proof that the structure of our government lives on, ensuring the people of this great state that the balance of power, the line of succession, and the scales of justice continue unencumbered. Governor Dutton revoked a legal contract when he canceled the lease between the Paradise Valley Development and the state's partnership with the Yellowstone. Today, I am reinstating that lease. To further protect the sanctity and longevity of this partnership, I will be invoking eminent domain on the subject property. I also order the Attorney General to recuse himself from the matter of condemnation as well as any investigation or potential prosecution into the death of Governor Dutton.
What? Look guilty much?
You have my deepest condolences, Kayce, and whatever else you need.
Thank you. It's hard to know what I need. Everything you need came to you in a vision. I can help you with that.
I came to offer sympathies. I had deep respect for your father.
He had respect for you.
Not too sure about that.
My father never spoke about who he respected, but he'd sure talk about the ones he didn't. If he didn't respect you, I'd know it.
You have a lot of big decisions to make. Not much time to make them.
I am aware.
I understand your father's dream of keeping this place whole. We had the same dream. Still have it.
Could you give it to Thomas?
He has a plan. He clearly has an idea about something.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't have any solutions for you.
Oh.
Thought he did.
But I have spent my time in your world. And if you have ideas, I'm available. If you'd like help fleshing them out.
In exchange for what? You've wanted this land from the beginning.
That hasn't changed. What has changed is my ability to obtain it. What I want is what your father wanted. But I'm a realist. There's no way this place stays whole. But how much of it can remain like it is? Pristine. The way it was when my grandparents walked in.
There are some private equity groups that are focused on experiential hospitality. I'm thinking partner with a firm that has a financial interest in maintaining open spaces. Sacrifice some of the more valuable land along the river. Draft off the development on the north end of the property. I am a realist. This was my father's dream. It's been my family's fantasy since they got here. And in a couple of days, I'm gonna bury my father alongside everyone else that fantasy destroyed. There is no preserving this place. There is prolonging its collapse. One day there'll be a Costco where the barn is. We could have monetized it. We could have controlled its evolution, but now we got a front row seat to its destruction, and there is not a fucking thing I can do about it.
This sucks.
I mean, Beth always said the moment John was dead that she was gone.
Know.
I think this has been a little bit more impactful than that.
I have to choose between my family and the ranch. Don't seem like much of a choice to me. Me neither. I don't know what it means. Choose how, choose when, choose what. You're not supposed to know yet. When the time comes, you'll know. And it won't feel like a choice at all. It'll feel like fate.
I love him. Mo is fantastic.
I mean, his conversations, like...
They're always so meaningful and emotional.
So good. Him and Thomas have been so awesome in this show.
The number you have reached is no longer in service.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, why would they keep the number open?
You're carrying around a business card with a phone number on it to where you hired a hit. I don't think that number is going to be reachable anymore once that hit is accomplished. Just the thought. I think they're a little smarter than that.
My countertops, bitch. Yeah, put it right in the trash in the house. Not take it somewhere and ditch it.
The fuck have you done to me?
What I did is exactly what we discussed that you wanted. I just kept you from the specifics to protect you.
Well, you did a real bang-up job of it. Today, I was recused from everything related to my father.
Welcome to the big leagues, Jamie. You're playing with real politicians now.
Oh, now she gets bitchy.
Does he even have the authority to recuse you?
I can only recuse myself or be recused by a judge.
Well, then what are you whining about?
Oh, nothing. Just the fucking murder investigation they opened.
proof do they have?
They have marks on his body where he was restrained and where he was drugged. They have a murder weapon from an office in the Livestock Association in a different city until...
Until what? Who's to say John Dutton didn't just go get it himself? It was his office, it's his fucking gun. Was it reported stolen? The marks on his body. He could have gotten those when he fell to the floor. He was a 68-year-old man. He could have fallen in the tub for all we know. Jesus, just start thinking like a fucking attorney.
Fuck, dude.
Now she starts talking to him like
you ain't shit.
Yeah. Like you're weak.
Isn't this what always happens with Jamie?
Look, he's gonna kill her too. Look at him. The way he's looking at her. There's a hammer on the counter.
Oh, shit.
You can look a jury in the eye and tell them that you knew nothing and you did nothing and it's the truth. Even if I ran to the courthouse and confessed everything, the worst you face is accessory after the fact or impeding justice. I took all the risk and I took it for you.
For a $6 billion development deal worth 3 times that the day construction is complete.
Yeah.
Don't forget why you let me. You wanted in that governor's mansion so bad you'd probably sleep in his bed without changing the sheets.
Oh, you motherfucker. Please hit him back. Please, thank you, fucking asshole.
Don't you ever lay a fucking hand on me again.
Because now she has info on you, fucker.
Something that you didn't consider. When the man that builds the name dies with him. You just got a whole lot less important in this state.
And I'm out. The most obvious thing ever. I thought Jamie was gonna reporter her. Like smash her head up on something and then take her out.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
He definitely had that look in his eye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is inexcusable.
Yes, it was. Lucky for you, I can take a punch.
Well, you can give one too.
You have to trust me, Jamie. You have to trust me. And start believing in yourself.
And now we're being nice to him.
You have nothing to fear. Nothing.
Hi, our GPS says one thing and our map says something else. We're looking for Bumpered Hill.
I've never heard of it.
Are you Sarah Atwood?
How would you know?
Oh, shit!
Sarah?
No! No!
Damn! I think that was because the
report.
The killers are killing their...
My number, fucking number!
911, what is your emergency?
Holy shit, what a friggin' twist at the end there. Yeah, whoever she contracted to do the killing, they gotta cover their bases.
They gotta, clean up the loose ends.
I wonder if...
Trim those right off. That was awesome, though. Our GPS says one thing, the map says another. Do you know where...
that felt very Training Day, where, like, the minivan basically rolls up next to you. And, like, I was wondering if that was a deliberate thing or if it was just they're in a neighborhood, maybe a car just drove by. But I wonder if her calling that number set off any kind of alert.
Oh, probably.
To be like, oh, she's trying to contact us. We need to, like...
I was thinking that they would call her on that burner from getting the doo-doo-doo, it's not in service anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is your sign to call that person back. But loose end, because she tried to call them. So they took care of it. Wow. Fucking wild.
I mean, it makes total sense that you would probably cover any tracks that you can cover because of the idea that this is now being investigated as a homicide.
It's high profile.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you down a certain rabbit hole potentially. And Sarah had a connection to them. Obviously, you eliminate her. I mean, that creates more red flags, but it also probably gives you a bunch of dead ends at that point.
Does that make Jamie look like he did
100%.
Something?
I think that's why he started freaking. I don't think he was necessarily completely freaking out at the idea of her dying. I think he was freaking out also the idea that he's now got connections to this because
And
it's like
her
why
specifically, yeah.
And I feel like I feel like the way the person shot her was intentional. Because they shot her in the face, and then he walked up on her and shot her like 5 times in the body.
Make sure she was dead.
I think that's also a sign. I think it's going to show that she was basically executed. It wasn't just some random thing. And I think that opens up the door to potentially hurt Jamie. Because it's like, why would someone try to kill Sarah Atwood like this? Why would they go so violent and shoot her so many times in this scenario, leaving Jamie's house? So I think it definitely puts him in a dangerous light, in combination with this whole idea that he's been accused of all of anything linked to John. That's a bunch of fucking red flags. That's a lot of shit. It's like the day that this gets reported that it's now a homicide, the new governor's up here being like, oh, we're taking back everything John did. Oh, the same day Sarah comes up dead. It's like, oh, the same day that you were being removed from anything that your father was linked to. That just all sounds like a bunch of really bad coincidences.
And there's a burner phone in your trash can. There's Sarah's cup on the countertop and a hammer.
And the business card is in there still.
Did she put the business card in there?
I think it's still in her wallet. I don't know what she took with her.
Oh shit!
But I mean,
They're gonna go through her stuff.
A broken burner.
Well, that's in his trash can.
Right, that's a huge tell. It's like, why do you have a broken phone and you're like from the friggin' 90s in your friggin' trash can? Who were you calling? It's like everyone knows. It's fucking Breaking Bad 101. The friggin' burner phones, you talk on the phone, you break it, you throw it away. That's not gonna fly over anybody's head. They're gonna immediately know something's up. They won't know necessarily what, but they'll know something. That little twist right there, I thought it was 100% gonna be Jamie like strangling her or something.
That's what I thought. I thought the hammer, for sure. That'd be too bloody. And he had cast off blood and...
He had that look in his eye, like... Because she was talking shit. It happens every single time. Jamie, you hit a certain point and the people around you are like, okay, I'm done with you now. I'm going to treat you like the friggin' trash that I think you are. And it's like, Sarah doesn't respect or care about him. She used him up to a certain point. She even was like, you aren't that important anymore. I'm going to move on now. It happened with his last girlfriend. It happened with literally everybody that's ever been in business with him. They all take advantage of him to a certain point. When they don't need him anymore, they just get rid of him. And it's like, I've talked about it before. It's the one character trait that I really feel bad for him about, because it does suck watching him in these vulnerable spots just continuously get taken advantage of. At the same time, it's very much who he is, and it's part of who he became and his personality traits. But it's definitely one of the few things that I sympathize with him on, because I mean, everything else, I'm just like... You've done this to yourself for the most part.
Yep.
I mean, obviously John has a big responsibility in the way his kids behave, and obviously the relationship with Beth would probably drive anyone insane. But it's like a lot of it, it's a him problem. Obviously the environment matters, but yeah, Jamie's a grown ass dude.
Yeah.
And he continues to get into these problems.
I can't believe what just happened.
Yeah.
But also, fuck, you're a bitch.
I think it's really interesting. I really enjoyed the moment where Kayce's just like pushing his weight around and being like, do the shit now. What's on that desk is more important than the friggin' death of the governor. And it just, I understand the doctor's point of view on the whole thing, because from her point of view, it's like, it's clear cut. There's no explanation outside of what has clearly been presented to us. She had no reason to do any kind of investigation.
I know, and I was talking some shit.
I always thought it was just an automatic that you do at least a toxicology report on a death, regardless.
Well, I mean, especially when it comes to suicide, like what led to the unaliving?
I always thought that there were certain things that were just part of the routine when a dead body comes in, regardless of what the initial thought was. But I don't know. Any autopsy reporters out there, let us know.
Dude, are you guys watching?
That'd be cool.
I want to talk to you.
But it's definitely one of those things where the more she started, like you could tell the guilt she started feeling as like things started popping up. Or like, oh, there actually is scarring around his neck from a potential choke. Oh, his feet look like they were dragged. Oh, this happened and this sign is here and that sign's there. Like you could tell it really started bothering her. because she's a professional. She's got to do her job. She clearly didn't. I mean, again, I understand her point of view, but it's like, did you do your job to its fullest? Like, what is the procedure in a moment like this? I don't know. I've never done
especially
that.
when it comes to the governor, I feel like you gotta like dot all your I's and cross all your T's.
Yeah, because you never know if there's any kind of bad stuff going on. You never know. Foul
What if he was
play.
on drugs?
Yeah.
You should know that, right?
100%. But yeah, that all was so crazy. That little twist with Sarah. I thought she was gonna just get out of there no problem. And
I thought she was gonna go back.
I thought there was. I thought she was gonna go back, and I thought Jamie was gonna lure her back to kill her. That's kind of where
I thought
that's kind of where my brain went.
That's what
And then the friggin' van rolled up, and then when they started talking to her, I'm like, uh-oh. And
Yeah.
then when he was like, then when dude's like, are you Sarah Atwood? It's like, oh, you're dead, bitch. Holy shit.
Hey, know your fucking name.
So crazy. Where this goes, I think that it leads only down one road. And it's to Beth and Kayce getting their revenge on Jamie.
It has to.
It's the only way.
It has to.
Unless it becomes a situation where killing him becomes too dangerous, because, I mean, once this Sarah Atwood thing's... He's on the phone with 911 when that episode ended.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, obviously he's calling them. There's going to be a look into this. I'm wondering if he's going to be... I mean, he's obviously the Attorney General, so he's already kind of a dangerous person to try to kill. But I'm wondering if it becomes too dangerous to where there's an investigation around Jamie now.
Well, but also, how fucking stupid are you that, like, she had your dad killed. Do you not think that she would also have you killed? So easy.
Especially if...
Like nothing.
I mean, it depends on how many... I don't know if she ever mentioned him to them, but this idea that he's one of those loose ends is very possible. But again, he's in a really prominent position. It's like with John's death, you gotta go by a certain playbook to make it look like an accident or a situation where you're...
They did a shit job.
I mean, again, I want to go back. I'm pretty sure the one dude who's responsible for his feet let his feet hit the ground, which probably created a little bit of trauma.
The scuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, scuff.
So this idea that Jamie's... Just because of the position he's in, it's really difficult to just go in there and kill him. You got to be really careful. Unless Beth is just fuck it at this point. She's willing to just ruin and risk everything to just kill her brother.
I mean, I kind of would.
Kind of possible.
Kill my,
At this point, with everything that's going on, who
going
knows?
to jail forever.
It's just... Wow. I think there's only like a couple episodes left. I just am so fascinated to see how they wrap this up, where they go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jamie's lost all of his leverage.
Yep.
I feel like Jamie has lost all of his control.
You're weak.
And I think any threat that I felt like was on Jamie's side to take out Beth is now gone. I feel like there's no threat on Jamie's side now, unless something else was set up from Sarah, like that we weren't, involved in, something behind the scenes somewhere, which I don't think is the case. I think this is all Jamie being vulnerable in a really dangerous spot, and I think he ends up, I wonder if they're going to take him to the train station. I'm wondering if that's the play. I'm wondering if Kayce and Beth set something up to just have him eliminated, and he's just like, it's like a missing persons thing.
Just let Lloyd.
He's just gone now.
Yeah.
No, it has to be Beth or Jamie. It has to be someone because of the nature of John. Yeah. So, wild.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
So new flannel today. Stay tuned next week to see what color flannel I bring out for every episode of Yellowstone.
It's that time of the year now, dressing warmer in your flannels.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, you leave all your comments. What'd you think of that? Share all your thoughts. We'll see you guys later for the next one. Have a good one. Bye.